reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Okay, so there's this question and conversation that is going on. Can the black community ever have their own Alex Earle? And I know some people will be wondering who is Alex Earle. Alex Earle is a popular white TikToker that blew up for just being herself. So what this video is a brother coming up to have this conversation, talking about how being a black woman that can attain that fame of Alex Earle is hard to happen, because as a black woman, you can't just be successful on social media platforms, especially TikTok, without putting in the hard work to get where you are. But when it comes to Alex Earle can just blow up and go viral for just existing because she's a white woman. We wanted to talk about how people cannot relate to a whole lot of black women because of their skin color, and they cannot connect because of their skin color. And that's because that's just the way it is. And that's why some people can connect with the Palestine war. It just went down to really break down this entire thing, which I am so livid for this conversation, because I feel like this conversation is a conversation that we need to have, because we've seen it on different platforms of how white women, white content creators do way better for doing the bare minimum. I'm not saying they don't work out doing the bare minimum, but as a black content creator, you need, especially as a black female content creator, and having a black dark-skinned female content creator, you need to put in times 10 of that hard work to even see a fraction of that success. Anyway, guys, let's go hear what this brother have to say. Then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity, and almost exclusively rewarded for being exceptional. Take a good look at some of the more prominent black women creators on this app. Like, you can tell, a lot of thought goes into their video ideas, a lot of thought goes into their aesthetic. Even if you don't agree with what they say, the effort that they put in is undeniable. And when they do like regular slice of life videos, those videos do not get traction, not with any degree of consistency. Whereas like you look at an Alex Earl, she goes viral for existing, like just existing. Now this could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe it's top down. Maybe there's someone at the administrative level that's just not boosting black women creators. Whatever it may mean to spotlight creators like that. Or maybe it's bottom up, and this is the one I find really compelling. I think there's a large number of fair-skinned consumers that find it very difficult to empathize with women of color. They find it very difficult to project themselves onto these women, which is why they don't reward them for just existing with their attention. And to me, this is honestly an Avengers level threat. This is a societal level threat. It's a big problem, because the inability to empathize with people who don't look like you is how we get situations like what's happening in Gaza. If you were capable of empathizing with Palestinian women, maybe you would be more moved to action. Maybe you wouldn't think drinking your Starbucks coffee was a flex, while everyone else was protesting, trying to do what they can. Obviously not all, but definitely a large portion.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about everything this brother said down in the comment section. Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? Go ahead and share your thoughts. This video has gotten a lot of people to talk. A lot of black female content creators are speaking up and sharing their truth and their story. I have a lot to say about this conversation. So I don't care if you're, because I know I have like a mixed audience, but I know I have majority black women. But whether you're black, whether you're white, can we ask this question? Why do people consume more of fair skin content, white female content creator content, than a dark-skinned black woman and all that? Because this conversation has brushed up into the place where people are kind of saying, oh, we have people like Jackie, you know, we have people like Monique Michaels, we have Clack. They keep mentioning their names. And don't worry, guys, we'll get to that. And people talking about how successful they are. But I still have my own reservation, which I'm going to say my own piece at the end of the video. So go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think and your opinion, and why you think this is. Is it a society thing? Is it a colorism thing? Why is it that way, that black women have to put in a conscious effort to get there? Anyway, guys, let's go check out people's thoughts on this. Then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity. And almost
I just got out of bed. I've not even brushed my teeth yet. I want to talk about this. Okay, first of all, biggest lesson I learned in America is, as a black woman, you have to do 5 times more than the average person to even get to a percentage of what your white counterparts would get to. And I realized the reason why was because America is not a majority black country. It's a majority white country, and we're the minority, right? And one thing about being black is that you consume every type of content. But the 12, 13-year-old white girl in Alabama, in Atlanta, in freaking LA, she does not give a flying fudge about you or your content. So Alex Earl can be watched by everybody. Monet can maybe be watched by some people. Clark can be watched by a funnel of people. Does that make sense? At the end of the day, even if you're simply existing and creating amazing content, you still wouldn't get as big as an Alex Earl.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for media.
Ignore the fact that California wants to suddenly be Florida. But what he said is so true. I have been studying social media, like, unofficially for the past, 8-9 years, right? Like, I've always studied influencers, the way they grow, their comments, the reactions people give them, all of it. And the one thing that's remained consistent is that people that don't look like me can do nothing and blow up and become the top influencer in a short span of time. And then the people that do look like me will put in maximum effort, may have growth, but is very slow, and they're part of a very select few. I say all that to say, as someone that likes making content, whether that's very minimal content, like very small effort content, and content that I actually take my time with, I don't ever put pressure on myself to give the maximum every single time just because I know I get the short end, because I don't think it's fair, and I don't want to lose my love for posting things and posting content to try to get a check when I know that it's not me, it's not you, it's just the system. It's the way it works, okay? People that look like us don't get the same opportunity as the people that don't look like us. So if people that don't look like me can sit and do nothing and make millions of dollars, I should be able to do the same, and I'm going to continue doing the bare minimum. And if it pays off, great. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stress myself out.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity. And almost
Go watch the rest of that video. Look at the comment section and then come back. Now, as much as I love Monet and Clark, are we gonna start being fucking for real in 2024 when it comes to the representation of black women on this app in particular, in the content beauty space in particular? Yes, Jackie's been holding it down for a very long time, and I love that for her. But she may not want to do this for the rest of her life. The candle business is booming. I got one. Also love Clark and Monet's content. I follow them both. But at the risk of coming off divisive, we both know that when it comes to monoracial black women with textured hair and darker skin and whiter features that are unambiguously black, there isn't anybody else but Jackie. And that's the fucking problem. Like, we want to hold up the one token and like cling to her. It's so unfair because it's like, first of all, we shouldn't be putting all this pressure on Jackie, to be honest. Like, she's not our only hope. At least she shouldn't be. Which is why I got on here and create the content that I do. But because I'm not somebody who has a crazy light setup or like filming on the best HD camera available to me, sometimes my videos don't do very well unless I'm talking to camera. That can be frustrating because I'm looking at my mixed race, multiracial, and white counterparts doing the same things that I'm doing and getting more, you know, and not having to invest as much. But if I have to step into this space because I look the way that I do, I have to step up so much more. Yeah. And I'm so glad that this conversation is happening and it's not coming from a black woman as per usual, but we've been said this shit.
And Alex Earl, she goes viral for existing.
They want to be white. They don't want to be black. Alex Earl gives them that aspirational white woman lifestyle that black women cannot give. Black women can have the aesthetics of whiteness, right? Like in the lifestyle realm, like you can look up to certain aesthetics that black women portray that are linked to whiteness. But they will never be white. And that is the core of what people aspire to when they watch beauty and lifestyle influencers. Not everyone, of course, not everyone. But if you're watching or pedestalizing people like Alex Earl, then it is a clear cut, like, she's not giving you anything but white woman down, and that is what people want to be. So to even inquire about why there isn't a black Alex Earl, why would there be? She is peak white womanhood. Like, no black woman is ever going to be able to break that ceiling. That's a reserved, that's a whites only party. And not saying everybody that watches Alex Earl is white, but if you know, you know.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity.
I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. I'm tired of the discussion coming up every 3 to 6 months. No, we do not have a black Alex Earl. And you want to know why? Because black people are more diverse on TikTok than our counterparts. And because of that, we are able to create more insular communities here on TikTok. There is not one singular person that we go to engage with on TikTok. And one thing I think people like to miss when they have this conversation is this idea of community building versus followers. There are people like Alexis and Mecca Bailey who have done such a good job community building on TikTok that Alex Earl can't touch them in that category. And that community building aspect also extends to people like Jackie Aina, Monet, and Clark, who for some reason y'all love to compare to Alex Earl, and I really wish y'all would stop that. So, like, no, we don't have a black Alex Earl. And quite frankly, I don't think we need one. I think we're doing fine on our own.
Of fair-skinned consumers that find it very difficult to empathize with women of color.
Listen, the way this will forever be my Roman Empire, people's inability to see the forest through the trees and think so much bigger. People's inability to see how the micro impacts and affects the macro. Now let's be clear, before I even knew who Alex Earl was, before she didn't pop up on my radar until very early last year, but I been knew who Clark was, Jackie Aina, Patricia Bright, your girl Justine's camera roll, she's coming up. I knew these amazing, talented black it girls, but Alex Earl never registered for me until early last year when I started seeing these conversations about why is there no black Alex Earl. And the creator in the video I stitched hit it right on the head. What's happening at the micro is that we have not seen a black creator ascend the same level of success, especially as quickly as Alex Earl, because her audience is predominantly white women who see themselves in her and reward her for doing the bare minimum. Black women, especially in the beauty and the lifestyle space, cannot get on this app looking a mess and give bare minimum content the same way Alex Earl does. At the microest of levels, her relatability for a lot of these women rests solely in her whiteness. There's no shade to Alex Earl. I want to be very clear. This is no shade to her. Undeniably, at a micro level, her success is directly attributed to her whiteness, particularly her white audience feeling they are able to relate to her because of their shared whiteness. Now, looking at this on a macro level, a lot of people, when they are not able to relate to you, they are not able to see you as a human, an equal, somebody that is worth giving time, energy, and care to. At a macro level, this is why we have seen certain communities completely turn a blind eye to the multiple that we have happening here, because those do not impact communities of people who look like them, who they can relate to. At a micro level, if you are not able to even follow or support somebody because they don't look like you, how are people not able to see that that would be connected to the lack of empathy and support that we have for people on a macro level? All of these things going on in the world, all of these issues impacting people in the world, why would we then not think that the same inability to relate to somebody based on skin color would just be limited to the influencers we support or don't support? Big picture.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity.
Okay, I wanted to add my 2 cents because I saw a lot of people commenting Clark, Monet, and Jackie Aina. Actually enough, Jackie Aina has been on YouTube since 2009, and she's one of the reasons I know how to do my makeup, and none of her videos has ever given mediocre. Like, they've always been well produced and very detailed, like tutorial, showing people how to do their makeup. And then you have Monet, who does amazing transition and puts a lot of effort into her editing and just brings you along on her day-to-day journey. And then you have Clark, who goes to Columbia and is known for being a genius. Like, I just don't see how anyone can call her mediocre. And I do think most people meant well with their comments because they're saying those are my favorite creator. But when you compare quote unquote like mediocre white creator versus like black creator, you completely see the difference of how they have to work twice as hard. Like, none of them can come on here and be like, I threw up on my birthday dress and got 2 million views. Like, it's just not happening.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity. And almost
Hey Izzy, I loved your video and I wanted to add to that. In addition to no black Alex Earl, we also don't have a brown Alex Earl. And I think part of the problem is the people who make these Alex Earls exist and whose content we support. So I think as a society as a whole, collectively, we have to agree to make a brown and a black Alex Earl. Because although the standards of beauty have evolved, we are very much still stuck in our old stubborn ways where the ideal standard of beauty is white, or at least primarily white. Where Alex Earl can post a video of her literally just waking up, it'll blow up. If a black or a brown creator did just that or did anything Alex Earl did to a T, it would not get the same attention it deserves. So when you are watching a black or a brown creator, remember to support them, encourage them, and let's get a brown and a black Alex Earl on our way in 2024. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Why is there no black or brown Alex Earl? Yes, there are very successful black and brown creators, but they don't get rewarded just for posting anything. They get rewarded for the hard work that they put in. Yeah. So technically there is no black or brown Alex Earl. I'd love to know your thoughts on this.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity.
This man made so much sense. Please go back and look at his video. But there was one thing that really irritated me when it came to the comment section. Everybody was like, Clark and Monet. Clark and Monet are beauty gurus for black people. Clark and Monet are the Alex Earls. No, they're not. These women are great in their own right, and they've done the work for them. But they're also multiracial, ambiguous black women. They have a certain hair texture. They have a certain complexion. They have a certain look that is drawn to two different types of community. The black community and the white community. And mixed community. Now, although I do think these women have earned the right to be where they are not representing the full black community like Jackie. Now, Jackie has bust her ass to get where the fuck she is. And to be honest, I wish there were more Jackies out there. You know, black women that have 4C hair, that have to find certain clothes to fit their bodies because what? They have figures. They actually have natural thick bodies. That have to hunt for skin complexions to match them, or lipsticks or blushes that make them look good. And I'm sorry to say, Clark and Monet does not fill that void. It's not going to be filled. Alex Earl, that sneeze and be viral. These women, they've had to earn their right, but there is no black woman besides Jackie Ayanna. And I'm saying black because Clark and Monet are ambiguous. They are mixed. They are not fully black. I'm talking about black women. And that is no shade to them. Look at me. Okay? I'm not throwing shade. But what I am saying is they don't fill that void. They don't fill the void for African American women. They just don't. Okay? And I would love to see someone else step up and have the following that Jackie has. But let's be real. It's only room for one of us at the top because TikTok does not make room for all black women. They may have 100 Alex Earls and 100 Monets and 100 Clarks. But when it comes to Jackies, you're not going to see 100 of them at the top. I don't think there's ever going to be a woman, a black woman, that's going to match the stature that Alex Earl has. And Alex don't have to put in no work. She's a white girl on a white predominantly app. It's just not going to happen. But y'all got to stop putting Clark and Monet as a representation for all black women because it's just not right.
The reason there's no black Alex Earl is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity. And almost
Alright, it's a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it. So I'm not just going to be responding to this video, I'm going to be responding to what I've seen on the internet, like, because of this video. And I follow both Monet and Clark. Like, I love them. They just give me, like, that vibe. And Clark, she's very successful. She went to Columbia. Like, she graduated. Like, we love that. However, I've been seeing, like, people commenting these weird things, like, Clark is white passing. I seen someone say that under a video. And yes, I'm not disagreeing on the fact that there needs to be other creators that have more kinkier textured hairs, different features, and our darker skin tone. I do agree with. However, just because someone doesn't embody that version of a black woman doesn't mean that they're not black and that they don't represent a different group of black people. We all come in different fonts, and we do need more representation for black women on this app, but not like that. Let's not do that.
And there's no black Alex Earle is because black women are not rewarded for mediocrity and almost
I talk about this all the time. All the time. So I'm so glad that he was able to summarize it in the way that he was, because he really expanded on this subject. To me, it's extremely obvious that black female creators are not supported in the same way that our counterparts are. However, putting it out there, actually speaking about it, is the only thing that really makes for change, or at least makes for awareness, because we've been talking about it for a long time. If you look at my feed, it is giving very much so pretty black girl. Just period. Just soft life, pretty black girl coming on here making cute videos. Because what else do you really want? My counterparts can come on here and do a little va-va-voom, do a little voiceover to a hip-hop song, and be pushed out to millions of viewers. 500 likes, no problem. And no, I'm not mad at that. What does upset me is the expectation that I should have to do far more in order to get the minimum of what they receive. Yeah. That's the killer right there. Me, I'm not going to change. I'm going to continue to push my little bare minimum, and some of them I do give a little effort, but for the most part, you're getting pretty black girl. And that's just what I'm going to give until it's up. I see so many of my fellow content creators suffering mentally, possibly physically, all that because they are having to overachieve. And it's not fair. It's not okay. So if we want to see change, it's so important that we continue to have these conversations the best way that we possibly can on these apps, in person, what have. It's also important that we continue to show up for each other, support each other, which I feel the love. I think there's a lot of support on here, especially on Instagram a little bit, but because we don't own these platforms, it's not on the scale of. So I'm just going to come on here and continue to do my bare minimum and my cute little mini vlogs because it's enough. And I want you to know that you are enough too. You're actually killing it. You're killing it. All right. Bye.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. Love to know what you think, but please keep it respectful. Here on the channel, we're allowed to disagree, okay? And disagreement is normal. We're allowed to have different opinion. It's fine. We just don't call each other name. We respect each other, and it's fine. Just go ahead, share your thoughts respectfully. And, yeah, we're ready to have the conversation, okay? So, yeah, I have a lot to say about this because I've been creating content since 2016, okay? So I feel like I can really talk about this, about being black, dark skin, and all those differences. But I know before I go on, I know somebody's going to say, all right, Destiny, put up their names. And some people do that. They ask me for the names of these creators that I respond to their stitches and all that. And I just want to say it again before I continue. Because of the type of content I create, I am so scared to drop people's handle on it. If they reach out to me directly and say, oh, drop your handle, I will, okay? But because I don't know the amount of people that come, I don't know what video that will go viral, and I don't want to send hate to anybody just because of what they said and because I reacted to their video. Because sometimes some of these videos might be deleted off the internet by these people, and they don't want people coming back to them, and that is why. I don't want to put one, I don't put the other, except the content creator reach out to me, I'll definitely do that. Okay, please, I know somebody's going to point that out, so I just want to clear that before I get into this video. And yes, I feel like we as a black community or as a black people, dark-skinned people, we are not going to ever get any allies here. And some people will be wondering, who is, and I know some people might not know, some black people, some people might not know who Monique is, who Clark is, who Jackie Aina is, which I'm going to put their picture so you see. These people, like the only person I can say, okay, these are the person that represent a dark-skinned black woman is Jackie Aina. And if you know Jackie Aina has been in this game for 15, 16 years. So she has paid her dues, she has done the work, and I do agree with what everybody was saying. As a black woman, especially as a dark-skinned black woman, you need to put in times 10 of the work. And I feel like this has to do with the colorism that has been embedded in a whole lot of us in the society. When I mean society, I mean the entire world, that usually see dark skin as not attractive, unrelatable, and the closest to whiteness you are, the more attractive, the more attainable you are, the more people listen to you more. It happens every day, and I feel like it has to do with a whole lot of unlearning that we need to do. That's one of the things I feel we need to do as people. There are so many things we can do. First, we have to unlearn that programming that we see color, which we have to see color because that's how the society works. But we use color to judge, to see if we can relate and unrelate to people. But I thank God for the kind of community I'm created, even though most of my audience here are black women. I also have white women coming to share their story as my people, as my friends, because I see some of you guys that come to my dinner as my friends, okay? So that we have conversation that affects women as a whole. But sometimes, and I know this video, because it's black women talking, some white women will remove themselves from the conversation and say, okay, I cannot relate to that. And that is because most of these platforms, which I'm going to the second part, most of these platforms are owned by white owners. And most times, this platform algorithm push out whiteness ahead to dark-skinned black women. And even lighter-skinned black women, they push them first before dark-skinned women, which is a problematic thing, and that's why we can hardly see a dark-skinned Alex Earle. We can have a black Alex Earle, but we can a dark-skinned one. Especially on TikTok, you see a white woman. I'm not saying that, oh, white women don't put in the work and all that, but if you know, you know. A white woman will just come and be herself and do what she needs to do. Quality. There's this thing they do that I was having the conversation the other day. There's this, I think she's an Arab girl, I'm not too sure. She does a lot of Nigeria covers and all that. Nigeria loves her, like anything she does is like, but you see that same cover is done nicely by a Nigerian woman, a dark-skinned woman. Same thing when it comes to Afrobeat sound, Afrobeat dance. You see the dance, other dark-skinned people are doing it, people take it for granted, but once a white person, a bright skin color, a Chinese, an Asian, anybody that is not dark-skinned does it, it blows up on the platform. We saw the AI girl, what's the name? What's that? I can't remember her name now. The dark-skinned queen that does this AI robot thing. She literally catfished on TikTok as a light-skinned black woman and blew up, which caused a whole lot of controversy when people find out that she was a dark-skinned black woman. So it's really crazy how this is how this platform work. This is how social media work. There's colorism in social media. It is what it is. We're not going to avoid it. And that's why if you see a dark-skinned content creator that you love their content, you love what they do, you connect with it, please support them by sharing the video, liking the video, commenting the video. Do that because they put in more work, especially as a dark-skinned woman. I can see more work is being put compared to our light-skinned counterparts and all that. I'm not downplaying anybody's hard work, okay? I'm not downplaying anybody's hard work, but it is what it is. Colorism still plays strongly in our society and even internally. And that's why most times when we talk about black girl luxury, we see that most people relate, like most people, white people that will watch black girls will watch the black girl luxury because that's the closeness. They usually connect luxury for black girls to whiteness. And that's why some white people will watch their content. So, yeah, it's a whole lot of hard work. And I like this type of conversation keep having because I feel like the more we keep having this type of conversation, people keep identifying with it. Like, you know what? Yeah, these are the type of things that is happening in our society, in the world that we live in, that black-skinned black women, dark-skinned black women are being put at the back of a burner. Then there's something I always say that when it comes to racism, colorism, there's a hierarchy. And I usually tell this to my friends. I say, whether you like it or not, there's an hierarchy to these things. Yes, black people, people of color go through some type of discrimination, but when it comes to the hierarchy, dark-skinned black women are at the bottom. And it is not easy in either way, either to travel alone, create content, people liking your content, connecting with you, it is hard. And I do appreciate you guys. See, I'm really burning up talking about it because I'm so passionate about this because, yeah, okay. And yes, before I go, I just want to say I also have a beauty channel, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes it's really like you put in so much effort. You have to be very on point when you're creating your content. You can't just do the bare minimum. Okay? I have a beauty channel, and you can go check it out. I'm planning to bring it back. I'm trying to get the 4,000 watch hour on that channel. Well, I think we're about 1,000. So please go check out my beauty channel, which is Destiny Hotel Beauty. The same name, just beauty at the end. Okay, so just go support your girl. Okay? All right, I have to do that shameless plug, yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section because, hey, that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation because we do what? We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see. And that will be you supporting this channel and this girl. With that all said, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.